We are starting to see massive inflows come back in from Blackrock. Now, Blackrock is buying a ton of Bitcoin again, and I'm going to be showing that in this video. Also, we have other bullish momentum as well coming. I'm going to be showing that whales are accumulating more Bitcoin, right? There's a lot of bullish momentum in the markets. We have received a lot of bullish news last week for the cryptocurrency market, and I think this will start leading to the next leg up on Bitcoin as we are seeing more and more whales continue to accumulate. We're seeing institutions continuing to accumulate Bitcoin as well, and I'm going to be showing that here shortly. Now, if you enjoy this type of content, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure to check out the links underneath the video to Margex if you're interested in leverage trading. And so let's go ahead and jump right into the video here. And so as I mentioned, Blackrock is continuing to buy a lot of Bitcoin. We saw inflows on Friday of 182 million. This is the largest amount since about 2.5 months ago. And so this is definitely something to be paying attention to, as we may be seeing the second round of institutional investors coming up here shortly. We can see just last week, we had some massive inflows for all the ETFs. We can see all of these were green, right? I mean, most of them around $250 million coming in each day in inflows. Definitely very bullish for the cryptocurrency markets. Now, in addition to that, we can look at this chart here as well. We can see that last week we had 15,421 Bitcoin that were purchased. And so that is the highest amount since week 10 of the ETF going live. Again, very bullish here. We can see some other data as well. We can see that whales are continuing to accumulate here, right? We can see these last couple of days here, we have seen a lot more accumulation with whales buying Bitcoin. Now, to be considered a whale, they have to own over 1,000 Bitcoin, right? That's a massive position. We're talking $70 million to be part of this here. And so we're starting to see an uptick there as well. Now, there's a lot of bullish momentum. Like I mentioned, if you're interested in leverage trading, you can check out the platform underneath the video, which is Margex. This is one of the best leverage trading platforms, which will allow you to apply leverage to your position here. You can see if you want less risk here, you can apply 10x leverage, or you can apply up to 100x leverage on up to 35 different cryptocurrencies. And so definitely make sure to check that out. There is a link underneath the video. And so let's go ahead and take a look at more news here. We can see some of the inflows from GBTC and IBIT. And so we can see the Blackrock ETF, as I've been mentioning, the flows have been very positive. Now, last week, we started seeing an uptick here. Now, Grayscale and Blackrock have really been mirroring each other, right? As the outflows come out from Grayscale, we have been seeing Blackrock buying those funds. Now we're starting to see Grayscale, GBTC, start dying off here, right? We're not seeing as many outflows, but we're still seeing inflows here from the Blackrock ETF, which is going to be very positive, and this could create a lot of momentum for the Bitcoin price moving forward. Now, if we take a look at this here, we take a look at a comparison between the inflows and outflows in comparison to the price of Bitcoin. And so we can see here, right, we had a huge bullish momentum. We had a lot of inflows from the Bitcoin ETF. Now, again, we're starting to possibly see an uptrend in inflows here, right, which could mean a positive direction for Bitcoin as well as the funds from GBTC start dying off here. We're also going to see a flipping here happening very shortly between Grayscale, GBTC, and Blackrock ETF here, currently holding 19.1 versus 19.65 billion. And so this week we're going to see Blackrock flip GBTC as the funds continue to flow out of Grayscale, and then more and more Bitcoin is being bought in the Blackrock ETF. So definitely something to be paying attention to as well. And let's take a look at some other news here. We can see that the number of Bitcoin bought by the ETFs is continuing to grow. However, since the halving that happened a couple of months ago, the number of Bitcoin being mined has been reduced, right? We're only talking 3,150 Bitcoin mined in week 20. However, there has been 15,000 purchased. And so this is very bullish, right? I mean, more Bitcoin is being purchased than it is being mined. And so there's going to be a supply and demand issue here, which is going to create a price shock, a supply shock for Bitcoin in the future as more and more countries and institutions get involved with Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. This is going to continue to drive the price of Bitcoin up. And so let's go ahead and take a look at some other news here as well. We can see the current ETF holdings for Bitcoin is at 57.1 billion. Now that's about 4% of the current Bitcoin supply. Now the ETF has only been live for approximately 5 months, and we've already accumulated 4% of that. Now imagine as this continues to grow, get more popular, more and more people want a piece of the pie, this is only going to continue to increase, and then there's going to become a point where a lot of Bitcoin that people want to buy, people are holding on to it, there's not any Bitcoin available, it is leaving exchanges. That is when the price is going to skyrocket. Now, as I mentioned, there's also a lot of bullish news around the cryptocurrency markets. Last week was very bullish for cryptocurrencies. We had the US House approve the Crypto Financial Innovation Technology bill with the wave of Democratic support, right? And so we're starting to get politics involved in cryptocurrencies. They're starting to pay attention to this, and this is very bullish to see. Now, in addition to that, we also had the Ethereum ETF that was approved. Now, this has not gone live yet. We are waiting for some other documentation to be passed. And so once this goes live, we're going to see a lot of people starting to pay attention to cryptocurrencies, especially Ethereum and many different altcoins as well. And so with all of this bullish news, we should see Bitcoin spiking, right? I mean, we should see some appreciation. Instead, it's sitting right at $70,000. We're not getting much movement. And so there is a possible reason why that is. And so this is extremely interesting. Right now, if you've been following the Bitcoin ETF, we know that Coinbase is the custody of the Bitcoin ETFs. And so something that came out here is that the arrangement allows Blackrock to borrow Bitcoin, including short selling, without proving a 1-to-1 holding ratio. And so Blackrock can borrow Bitcoin from Coinbase, and it is recorded off-chain. And so we can see here Blackrock's off-chain Bitcoin borrowing raises transparency issues. This method offers several advantages, including increased transaction speed and reduced fees. However, it also brings about transparency concerns regarding the large-scale transactions. And so by utilizing the off-chain transactions, Blackrock can borrow from Coinbase without triggering the same level of scrutiny as on-chain transactions. And so this capability is especially common when it comes to short selling. Short selling is borrowing, selling at market price, and repurchasing at a lower price for profit. And so we're seeing BlackRock holding the most amount of Bitcoin. And now there is possibility that BlackRock is actually borrowing back that Bitcoin from Coinbase and then shorting Bitcoin, which would hold down the price of Bitcoin. Now this is getting very interesting, right? As I mentioned, so much bullish news out in the market. However, we're seeing no price appreciation. And so this could be the reason for that. And so definitely let me know your thoughts underneath the video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for future content. And as always, this is not financial advice, this is just my personal opinion. Thanks so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next video.